Ready and racing.
Welcome to the Dogcast for Greyhound Racing SA. Visit grsa.com.au.
Yes, welcome to the Adelaide Cup edition of the Dogcast, brought to you by Greyhound Racing SA. I'll be your host, Tim Edwards, and joined by Greyhound Racing SA's racing manager again, Shaun Mathieson. How are you, Shaun? It's a big week, isn't it?
Yeah, good, Tim. Great to be here. Yeah, Adelaide Cup week's a wonderful week. I know you're calling the big race again tomorrow night, so I know you're excited and you'll be up for it. But yeah, a lot of our shows have led to this point so far in the year. So really looking forward to the show today and really delving into the Adelaide Cup final.
And the weather, of course, absolutely going to be superb tomorrow night. 21 degrees during the day. Should be lovely.
Yeah, I mean, this week it looks like it's going to be the best day of the whole week. So again, we hopefully lucky with the weather. As we know, it's daylight saving now, Tim, so no excuse to get out there on Friday night. Bring your picnic blanket and the likes, that get on the grassed area, enjoy the night, run around. It won't get dark till, 8:30, so it should be a really good night.
Yeah, great night for the family. I know my kids will be there as well. Let's look back at this week's edition of the Dogcast. We're going to have a look at the Group 1 Adelaide Cup final, of course, on Friday night this week. We're going to check out that field and also the other races that are on the program as well. We're going to look back at the 6 terrific Adelaide Cup heats that we had last week. And we're going to cast our best bets, of course, for Friday night. Our interview this week is going to be with Angela Langton, who, of course, has got a couple of big chances there in tomorrow night's Tab Adelaide Cup. That's all coming up on this week's edition of the Dogcast.
The Week in Review.
All right, let's get into the review. It's thanks to Fresh Pet Food Co., proud suppliers of fresh pet food for our GAP SA Greyhounds and, of course, the GAP prison programs. They're based right here in South Australia. They've been on board the program each and every week. You can check them out on their website, freshpetfoodco.com.au, for more information. Let's turn our attention back to last Thursday night, Shaun. It was a wonderful night. 6 heats of the Tab Adelaide Cup. There was a lot of drama. There was a lot of close finishes.
Yep.
Some thrilling racing there last Thursday night. And we started off with heat number 1, and we got the first South Aussie through. Came and Went was able to lead and hang on when Stout Manelli loomed up on the home corner. Looked like he was going to go past, but to Came and Went's credit, he came back well and ran a time of 30 and 33.
Yeah, absolutely. I think leading into the series, we didn't know how the SA Dogs were going to perform against the Interstaters, and it was a great start to the night for the South Aussies with Troy Murray and Came and Went getting the money. We probably shouldn't be too surprised. Tim, you've been on Came and Went thinking maybe a Gawler Cup dog, but through the Derby series, he showed winning that heat and then coming second in the final. He's got plenty of ability, only lightly raced and still very young, but showed a bit of ticker there at the end. It did look like Stout Manelli had the beautiful trail on him when Came and Went led, but full credit, he fought on and just got in by a nose.
Yeah, he certainly did, and gave Troy Murray his first runner into the Tab Adelaide Cup. Of course, Troy won it last year with Golden Knight. He won it back, was it 2006, Miss Spicy? It was a long time ago now, but Miss Spicy winning?
In 2006, Miss Spicy, so
2006. So he's looking for his third Adelaide Cup win this year, with Came and Went, of course, making the final there. Heat number 2 was taken out by his kennelmate, or Came and Went's kennelmate, Major.
Yep.
Ran 30 and 48, defeating Weblek Jet, and Mally Magic ran 4th in that race. He was a superb run coming from the back, but great to see Major stepping up on the big night.
Yeah, well, we know he's had a little bit of a layoff, and Troy, I'm pretty sure, has been working hard to get him back right. He won 3 on end, and then he wasn't that disappointing in the match race series, I didn't think. That was against Stout Manelli, but then came out in the final, in the heat. Sorry, had a beautiful run behind Fantastic Victor, pulled out, and then just raced away. Weblek Jet got home really hard, and as you mentioned, Mally Magic, he's going to be a real interesting dog going forward. He'll probably win on Friday night in the race that he's in. He's in a juvenile. But again, Gawler Cup, and then some of these other, once he steps out over a bit more journey, I think the Rasmussens have a real special one there.
Yeah, he looks to be on the way up, that's for sure. But Major was the second qualifier into the final. We had heat number 3 bring a little bit of a surprise, Spring Lilac, for Vadam Roz claiming the victory. They're running the quickest time, 30 and 22. She just sprung to the lead, and they couldn't get her. Keep It Black ran a good race, and Quara Bale seemingly had every chance.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, full credit to Spring Lilac. Ran her way to the front. 30-22 ran the fastest time of the night.
Can she win the Cup, Shaun?
I think
Be a fairy tale for Vadim, surely.
it would be. I think she needs to get some luck early and she needs to find the rail. I think Vadim's been pretty clear all week. He's been on the sort of media trail this week, Vadim, and a full credit. He's got a Group 1 Greyhound here. So, but I think he's of the opinion she needs to get luck early, find the rail early and be in the first couple to really show her strength at the end. Probably the concern is where she's drawn in the final. We get to that. She's a bit off the track. Don't know where she's going to land. But full credit to the connections and Vadim getting Spring Lilac through at $26. She probably shouldn't have been $26 in retrospect. Keep It Black ran second in the race. He was $2.90, and there was really nothing between him in a trial the week before.
Yeah.
So
and Keep It Black, we should point out, he qualified this the quickest second, so he got himself into the final there on Friday night as well.
He did. He went 30.26 and was a pretty good runner and benefit for the experience again on the track. Quara Bale with the Dailies hit and run with them. They didn't have a chance to have a look at the track. They see how they go. She went terrific, to be fair, but she had every chance to run into the place, to run into the top two. Full credit to Spring Lilac, got the job done, gave him every chance, led throughout.
Yep, and that was heat number 3. Heat 4, Webleck Blazer, absolutely brilliant, gave them a start and a beating, ran 30 and 25, was headed off early. Mr. Fix-It, as we thought, would lead, got away with a big lead. Webleck Blazer just manoeuvred himself through the field magnificently well and was able to rail up and win the race, defeating Mr. Fix-It. And Fly for Tricks certainly wasn't disgraced either.
Yeah, run of the night, and great call by you, Tim. I thought that was a great call. He's got plenty of ability, showed that in the match race series, and definitely winning his heat. Came from almost an unwinnable position. Mr. Fix-It was up on pace, leading. He's won free-for-alls at the Meadows, so you'd think it'd be hard for Weblet Blazer to chase him down. But being a small field, he was able to get his way through. And turning for home, it was just a matter of where the run came on the inside and through he went. Yeah. Won well. He's going to be a strong chance in the final, but he's going to have to begin much better than what he did.
Yeah, we'll talk about him a bit later on. He ran 30 and 25. Heat 5 was won by Do It. It was a strange race. Ran 30 and 36. Shavano ran off a bit on the home corner as he does. Rushers flashed home late. 30 and 36. They're going to have to go quicker to win the Adelaide Cup, but Do It got the job done in the end.
Yeah, I mean, Do It's a railer. He landed in a good position, and once he got himself, second and third into the back straight, he was going to be hard to chase down. Shavano getting better and better over the 500-metre journey, showed terrific early speed, and we know Shavano through the straight track championships and cups has got such electric speed over a short distance, but getting better, but rolled off again, turning for home. The run came for Do It, and through he went. I do think that he's going to take more improvement into the final, so I think he's a big player in the final, drawn close to the rail. But yeah, he was impressive enough, got the run and got the win. Rushers got home well, and again, he's proving his form stands up.
Yeah, and the final heat was won by Jaxwell, who we predicted would run well. It was heavily back, ran 30 and 42. Again, the time he'll have to go quicker to win the Cup, but he's such a professional the way he just gets the job done, Jaxwell. It was great for Cameron Butcher to have a runner in the Adelaide Cup. Tyler Durden, Lala Kiwi ran fourth, Tyler Durden ran second, but they were no match for Jaxwell. Once he lobbed second down the back, he looked the winner, Shaun.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anyone following your tips, Tim, would have been the reason he tumbled into a shorter price.
Well, he was heavily backed.
He was. So they're all on board with you. And yeah, I mean, he looked like the Jaxwell of early in the year. He looked like he's recaptured all of that form. And got to second. I did think Tyler Durden, for a fraction of a second, just prior to turning for home, was going to get close to him, but he just pulled away. He was really impressive, and we do know he was the best dog in South Australia early in the year. Cam Butcher's got him really close, and he's had a few more runs leading into an Adelaide Cup final. I think he's going to be really, really hard to beat in the final.
He's the dog that's striking the race at the right time.
I think so.
He's sort of peaking at the right time, Jaxwell. Whether he gets the luck in the running, time will tell if that's the case, but we'll talk about him in the preview. They were the 6 Adelaide Cup heats. Of course, we pointed out that Keep It Black ran second, was the fastest second, so he got in as well. The other race I wanted to touch on was the distance race. It was a real feature in the end. Lashes Manelli just wearing down Fantastic Radley. There wasn't much in it. Yeah,
it was only a small field of 4, but the staying events throw up wonderful racing regardless of the field size, and it was. It was Fantastic Radley out and running. Lashes Manelli getting good clear passage and then really motoring home over the last stage. And Tim Aloisi's done a wonderful job with Lashes Manelli in fantastic form. Fantastic Radley. Well, we were looking forward to him in the Premier's Cup tomorrow night. But I know Aussie Cheggy, he just pulled up just a little bit sore after the run. They don't take any chances with him. No. There's plenty of races for him, so he'll have a week or two off. He won't be there. It's still a fantastic Premier's Cup, by the way. But Lashes Manelli continues on I think it's her winning way.
Yeah, her winning way. Yeah, she is going great guns. That is for sure. Well, that's been the review back on the 6 Adelaide Cup heats and, of course, the feature distance race last Thursday night. That's all thanks to Fresh Pet Food Co., proud suppliers of the fresh pet food for Gap SA Greyhounds. Look them up, freshpetfoodco.com.au.
The preview.
All right, a big night. Friday night, Greyhound Racing, Angle Park. The sun will be out and about. The crowd will be rolling through the gates at about 5 o'clock. I think the gates open, Shaun?
Yeah, I think it's 5 o'clock. Yes, Most definitely.
We've got a 12-race card. The first race time to go at 6:38 South Australian time. It is a 12-race card. The feature race being the Tab Adelaide Group 1 Adelaide Cup, race number 8, due to go at 8:58 local time. We'll get to that race shortly. Some of the other races that are on the program, Shaun, we've got the Country Cup, which is always a highlight, race number 3.
Yeah, the Country Cup produces, has 2 greyhounds from Mount Gambier, from Murray Bridge and from Gawler at the provincial levels. So a really interesting addition this year, Tim. I reckon in past years we can have a couple of dogs that are a bit more of a standout.
Yep.
But this year I reckon it's really even. I actually think all 6 greyhounds have really strong claims to winning this race. Gawler have taken out the Country Cup the last 3 years, but I don't think it'll be a Gawler win this year. I think the likes of Sudden Force for Lauren Harris, drawn beautifully in box 1 for Murray Bridge, will be really hard to beat. Rough Pearl, Mount Gambier in 2. Mr. Kick at a look on Monday night. We'll want to begin a little bit better. You've got Toby West and It's Smudgy representing Gawler, and no dog going better than It's Smudgy, and he's getting stronger and stronger with his racing. And then you've got He's All Purpose for Tim Richards, who's been a wonderful supporter of Mount Gambier. He qualified for the Mount Gambier series and ran very quick time down there. And Barbados Express for the Rawlings team, qualified through Murray Bridge, and she's got plenty of strength. So I think you can build a case for a lot of these dogs. A really interesting addition, race 3. Which way were you looking at, Tim?
Well, I think I'm with He's All Purpose at this stage. He's flying. He's won his last 2. I'm concerned that he might bring Barbados Express over with him at the start, and she's a really strong finisher. So at this stage, I'm sort of leaning to the 7 over the 8. I think 1 Sudden Force is going to be a big danger as well, but haven't finalised my selections yet there for tomorrow night. The other feature races on the card, we've got the Juvenile Stake, a really good race. We've got the Oaks winner, Don't Tell Lies, coming up with box 1. We've got the Derby winner, Mally Magic, in box 4. Not only the chances in there, Zinfandel Nicky is a very big chance too, drawn box number 2. But I think Mally Magic will start favourite, and I think he'll win.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think so exciting through the heats, as we mentioned, Mally Magic, the Adelaide Cup. These greyhounds met the week before, particularly Don't Tell Lies and Mally Magic, and Mally Magic had the edge. Don't Tell Lies drawn a bit better out of the 1 this week. And you throw Zinfandel Nicky into the mix box 2, and a vacant box outside of her will suit her. She's very, very strong. So these juvenile races, a lot of good young dogs running around in South Australia. So that's race 4 on the card, and another great betting race, I think. I think there'll be plenty of people having a go at a few dogs in that race.
Race 5's the Premier's Cup, starts the quaddie. Lashes Manelli, box 2. Big danger to her would be Sir Truculent if he's at his absolute best. He was beaten the other night at Gawler. He's back to his favourite track, though. Run Like Jess throws a bit of a spanner in the works, too, number 1. And Zipping Zabraska, she's the big query now coming over from New South Wales.
Most definitely. I mean, there's no fantastic Radley there, but I actually don't think the race loses too much. It would be lovely to have him there. But throw Zipping Nebraska in. She's got some wonderful form behind dogs like Miss Esme and Ice Cream Story, who are flying in New South Wales at the moment. I've looked at some of her videos. She drops out and gets home really hard. So I'd be looking at her the latter part of the race. I don't think she's probably seen much of Angle Park yet.
No.
Lashes Manelli, can't knock what she's been doing. She's going to get a beautiful run here. Run Like Jess, I expect probably to lead.
Yep.
Just with Run Like Jess, whether or not the condition will give out over the 700. I know we mentioned Tim was trying to get Run Like Jess up to the 700, so maybe one run short there. And the truck, he wasn't too bad at Gawler. I've got to admit, I was a bit disappointed his last bit of the race at Gawler behind Ned's Chance. Ned's Chance was a bit too zippy for him in the middle stages, but back to Angle Park, he'll have plenty of supporters there, and Wally would be targeting this race and getting him right. So, I mean, I'm leaning a little bit towards Lashes Manelli. I know what you're going to get from her, and she's just going to get a nice run. But Zipping Nebraska, big watch on her, and Sir Truculent, plenty of support for him.
Yeah, he'll have a lot of support on the night. Sir Truculent, they'll all be barracking for him out there at Angle Park tomorrow night. The Cup Consolations Race 6, another cracking race. Mr. Fix-It probably to start favourite, I would feel, after his last start second there last week in the Cup heats. But look, Fly for Tricks has got his box. Nangar Russ is better for the run at Angle Park now, and Rush as well. I don't want to be leaving him out of anything.
No, and only a 6-dog field for the consolation, $10,000 to the winner, but it's high quality.
It is.
Got to admit that. Like you, I think Mr. Fix-It will start favourite. I think he'll lead. I think it's just a matter of who gets the right run in behind. But yeah, I mean, I'm so pleased that Shane Williams with Nangar Russ has decided to stay on for the consolation. It's great to have him across from Western Australia, and he'll derive plenty of benefit from that run last week. He'll be a big player, and he's very strong. Fantastic Victor's got high speed. As you said, Fly for Tricks has got his box.
Yeah.
I'm building a lot of cases here, but I just think Mr. Fix is going to lead.
Yep.
And that's where he wins his races, from the front. So everything will have his chance, I think, to run him down. Just don't know if they'll have it, but I'll have a bit closer look towards tomorrow as to which way I go. But leaning towards Mr. Fix-It at the moment.
Yeah, he looks the leader. Race 8, the feature race, the Tab Adelaide Cup. It's a Group 1 event. This is the lineup. Majors come up with box number 1 for Troy Murray. Number 2 is Do It for Jeff Britton. 3 is Keep It Black for Angela Langton, who we'll talk to shortly. Number 4 is Web Black Blazer for Angela Langton. Number 5 is Came and Went for Troy Murray. Number 6 is Spring Lilac for Vardam Ros. 7 is Jackswell for Cameron Butcher. And number 8 is Aston Rupee, the favourite there for Glenn Rounds, who we haven't seen since the Match Race Series, where he was so devastating in the time that he ran 29.95. The reserves are Mr. Fix-It and Stout Manelli. Well, Shaun, I must admit, I've had so many people come to me this week and ask, will Aston Rupee win from box number 8? They're all potting him.
Right.
I'm still with him. I think he's the best dog in the race. I think he's the fastest dog. Doesn't have to lead to win. I would have preferred him closer to the rail, but I can see where people are coming from, that if he doesn't begin, he's going to strike some bother.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, if any of these dogs, if they don't begin,
that's right.
they're gonna be in trouble. So, I mean, I think anyone talking about outside box at Angle Park needs to just back
Settle
off
down.
for a little bit and just let everything play out. The Aston Rupee, I'm with him, Tim. Obviously, he's shown he's the fastest dog in Australia, and he showed through the Match Race Series 1-on-1 he's the fastest dog in this series. So, from box 8, I think he'll get plenty of opportunity to move forward. Even if he misses it slightly, I still think he'll get plenty of opportunity to roll
Well, it's
forward.
a long run to that first corner now. It's a little bit extra. So,
and he's got an electric speed. And the way the Angle Park track is now, you know, the crash bang on the first turn doesn't happen as often now at Angle Park. The camber is quite good. The dogs hold their line going around the corner. So, he's got such high speed. I could easily see him holding his line, getting to, third into the back straight and then just accelerating. So, but he could easily just lead from box 8.
Yeah.
So I'm with him. I don't think he needs, again, like you, I don't think he needs to lead to win. I think he'll be hardest to beat. Jackswell, I'm looking at him to run second. I think, again, Cam Butcher's got him time to the minute for this Adelaide Cup final. I think, again, he'll begin well and he'll hold his line around the first turn. I think the key to the race to mind is Came and Went, because if Came and Went out of box 5 for Troy Murray, begins as he's been beginning, it could possibly put pay to a lot of the dogs on the inside, which they then have to find some room around other dogs. So it gives a bit more of a clearer passage to those dogs outside. If Came and Went doesn't lead, then I think all the inside dogs are fully into play, because it means the other dogs are a lot wider. So I think Came and Went's the real big player here. I think Came and Went can run fourth. I like Do It to get a nice run through for my top 4. So I've got him running third. But I'm with Aston Rupee. Tim, what did you think outside of Aston Rupee? You're with him.
Yeah.
I know you've been on Jackswell all the way through.
I think Jackswell will run top 4. I'm putting him in my first 4s for everything because I think there's a couple of ways this race could pan out, and I do think Cayman wins the speed if he jumps like he can. Jackswell will hold his line early, and then Aston Rupee might just fire out and lead them all. So we've seen in the past champion dogs find a way to win. We expected Hooked on Scotch to lead. He didn't lead. He was headed off. He came from nowhere, really, and he won. Golden Knight last year, he's not in the same category as Hooked on Scotch, but he found a way to win and run down Catch the Thief, who we all were tipping that would win that race. So they find a way to win. So I'm going with Aston Rupee. I think Webleck Blazer is the big danger. I liked what I've seen of him, and he doesn't have to lead Webleck Blazer. In fact, the way that he just manoeuvred his way through the field last week, I was really, really impressed with. So I think if there is a gem up front, he's sweating on them, look out. He's going to find the rail and finish hard. So I've got those two clearly ahead, 8 and 4. I've got Jackswell in for third because I think he can run top 4, and I think he's so honest and he knows his way around. He's another one that doesn't have to lead. He's strong anyway. So I've got him in his third selection, and I've got Major in his 4th selection. Wouldn't shock me if he pinged either. Troy Murray, a big-time trainer, gets his dogs up for big-time races, and this is another one for Major. So that's leaving out Do It and Keep It Black, the Victorians who have got strong form. It is a strong race, as it always is, the Tab Adelaide Cup. But I'm with Aston Rupee. I do think he will win. I've been lucky enough to call some very good dogs. Fernando Bale, I got to call him winning. I got to call Hooked on Scotch winning. So I've called some good ones, and I think Aston Rupee might be another one that might just win.
Yeah, I think this year's edition tomorrow night is going to be another one for the time capsule, Tim, and I know you'll be right up for it with your calls. Again, I think it's a go through the honour roll of the Adelaide Cup, and it's a who's who of Australian greyhound racing, and I think Aston Rupee is there. However, if there's an upset and another dog wins, they'll have done it really, really tough and really hard. It will be interesting to get the thoughts of Angela Langton, because I think, like you, Tim, Webleck Blazer, if I was looking through this, it's the dog that I probably fear the most, that no one wants that dog sitting on him, and they definitely don't want him to begin and lead, because then he's going to be trouble. So for the opposition. So we get her thoughts, and hopefully they can all come out quite evenly. But I'm sticking with the class, and I know there'll be plenty of support there on course for Aston Rupee. Obviously, Ray Border, we've had on the show before. South Australian, they'll have a big group there, and he's quite an influential person. So, everyone will be looking forward to his success, and hopefully Aston Rupee does it. But it'll be a fantastic night, I'm sure.
Really looking forward to seeing what unfolds there in the Cup. Now, your best bet, Shaun, what have you got labelled for us for tomorrow night?
Okay, well, now, Tim, I know you're, you don't want to talk up your best bets, so I'll talk them up for you. You've got your last 3 and fantastic odds, by the way. I think they might have just edged out my $21 win. But anyway, that's by the by.
I don't think that nothing will ever edge that out, Shaun.
Okay, so my best bet, and I'm going to stick with race 9, number 4, Deadly Mamba. I'm going to stick with him. I threw him out on last week's show over the 595. He drew 1. I thought that was perfect for him, and he'll get the right run. He just didn't begin over the 595. He goes back to the 530. I think that he'll get a good run across. I think the stronger types out wide, Spring Agatha, I think from box 8's not going to suit her. I think he'll just be closer to the speed, and he is strong. So I'm expecting a much better beginning from him. I think you'll get some decent odds about him, and I'm going to stick on him, because a lot of my best bets at times, I tip them one week, they go no good, and then they win the following week. So I'm backing up on Deadly Mamba, so stick with him, race 9, number 4. What about yours, Tim?
All right, now I'm going to wait.
4 in a row.
I'm waiting till the last race.
Oh, God, got to keep everyone waiting.
Yeah, I know. And I looked when the fields came up on Tuesday. I looked at this race and thought, wow, this is a dog I've been waiting for. He's found the right race. Race 12, number 4, Tanner Max. He's a dog I'm really keen on, Shaun. He's won twice from box number 8 in the past. He's got box 4, the middle box draw. He's won from the red, he's won from the 7, and he's won from the pink. He's never won from the middle draws, but His last two runs have been exceptional. That run third behind Victor Reed was excellent.
Yep.
And then in the Adelaide Cup heats, ran behind Weblake Blazer. I don't expect him to lead, but I will expect him to run on hard. Shivano, for mine, leads.
Yep.
I'm a little bit concerned with Shivano the last 10 or 15 metres and the way that he runs a bit deep on that home corner. I think he's going to give Tanner Max a look.
Yep.
And if he gives him a look, I think Tanner Max will come over the top. So I think he'll be odds. I think he'll be around $4 or $5 by the time we get to the last race. And we'll be looking for a winner by the race number 12 on a Friday night. But we're going to have to wait till about 10:18 on Friday night to back it, but race 12, number 4, Tanner Max is my best bet.
Well, the beauty of that, Tim, is it thins out a little bit. Adelaide Cup, not so much because they do hang around. They have a great night and whatever else. It does thin out a little bit as you get to the last race. Now, by you labelling race 12, we're going to have everyone staying there on Adelaide Cup night to just get all over Tanner Max and get you 4 in a row. That would be fantastic.
Well, it would be nice, but I think you'll get a good run for your money. I really do. And even if you are leaving before the last, tune on the radio there and grab your hot chocolate on the way home and tune in, and hopefully I'm calling it home a winner. So my best, race 12, number 4. You like race 9, number 4, Shaun. It's going to be a wonderful night. The Tab Adelaide Cup. It's tomorrow night. Tickets are still available, Shaun? General admission?
General admission. Tickets are available. Jump online or do give the guys a call at Greyhound Racing SA. But everything else is gone. But general admission still available, but you need to book. Online preferred. If not, give the guys a call. Certainly a night not to be missed.
And masks, are they being worn inside only? What's the ruling there?
No, I think still masks. You still have to wear it when you're getting out and about.
Right.
When you're eating and drinking, no.
Right.
You obviously no.
Yep.
For those who are on the race course presentation, whatever else, and we don't need to wear a mask for a presentation, but obviously all our participants wear masks about all of that. So still very much in a COVID environment, Tim. But I mean, South Australia, I think we're doing really well and getting through all of this. So, hopefully it's only a few more weeks until a lot of things open up. But there'll still be some mask requirements, and just abide by any direction from any of the COVID marshals or security there, and everyone will have a great night.
Yep, it's going to be a great night tomorrow night at Angle Park. We'll see you there.
The interview.
The interview this week on the Dogcast is with Angela Langton, who has got a couple of big players there in the Tab Adelaide Cup tomorrow night at Angle Park, and Angela's been kind enough to give her time to us on the Dogcast this morning. How are you, Angela?
Very well, thank you.
You've got Tim Edwards and Shaun Mathieson here, Angela. Congratulations, first of all. You've got Keep It Black and Weblake Blazer qualified, and your partner Jeff's got Do It qualified as well.
Yeah, it's a big thrill, It's always great to make races. Any group race is a great race to make. And, it's been a difficult time to try and get the dogs over there. And, unfortunately we won't be able to be on the track, which is pretty sad. But we can't really do much about it. But it's a big thrill just to be there. So I can't wait to see how they go tomorrow.
Yeah, just before we touch on the Greyhounds, Angela, obviously being a form student, watching all the Greyhounds in Victoria, you often see your runners all over the place. How many Greyhounds do you actually train?
Look, we've probably got about 60 in work that are racing at the moment. We've got two kennel blocks, so I guess you'd say the more city class dogs are in with Jeff, and then we've got another kennel block of probably your younger dogs, and those that look like they're going to be a little bit better, they get moved to the front, and the other dogs are trained from the back kennels. So, we've got two really nice kennel blocks, and the back kennels, we've got a lot of young ones coming through as well. So I breed probably 6 to 8 litters a year, and I rear them all myself, and we do the pre-training, and sometimes we break in and sometimes we send them off to the breakers. But we put them in the kennels, and it's a bit of work, but I've got, 8 great staff that help us out. So there's 10 of us all together, and I think having as many dogs as we've got on the place, you need that. So they're all at different sections. Some are being reared, and, we whelp our own down as well. So we like to do it all ourselves because we know what's happening with them, and they get the best of everything, and they get the best running, and they get looked after. So, we do everything ourselves here. So it's pretty full on, 7 days a week, but, we love it, and I think you've got to love it to do it properly, and you've got to do it properly to have them. So it takes a lot of work, but it's a huge enjoyment, especially when you see them make races as such as the Adelaide Cup. All those dogs that are in tomorrow, we've basically reared. I bought Do It and Mr. Fixit at 3 months of age and reared them with us, and Tia Black, I had the mother. I read her and bred that litter, and the other dog the same. With Blazer, we're in with Neville and Jeffrey Webber, and we had the mother over here. We trained the mother, and we split the litter in half, Neville and I and Jeff, and we rear half each basically, and then we go halves in all of them. So we're having a lot of fun with the line. It's a great line, the Webblick line, and they've done terrific so far. So.
Yeah, well, just on Webblick, Blazer, you must have been absolutely wrapped with what he did last week. He was beaten for speed early, but he was able to manipulate his run through the field and get up to win. And I love the way he attacked the line. And look, most people in South Australia at the moment, Angela, are talking this fellow up as being the main danger to Aston Rupee.
Yeah, look, I think he is. He's a super pup, and he's been super right from break-in stage. He's probably the fastest dog I've ever had break-in, and I think it's taken him a little bit to learn. He's only very young, and look, we probably start them off in the city pretty young. We tend to start them off at 18 or 19 months sometimes because they're ready to go. And he had a little bit of time off. He had a little hairline in a hock early days, and we gave him a bit of time off. And, they're pretty young, the dogs, and it takes a little bit for them to learn in field. And unfortunately in Victoria, our dogs, especially if they've got ability to get outgraded and outclassed very quickly over here, so they don't get a lot of time to learn how to negotiate in a field. And he's one of those dogs. I think he's just starting to learn how to run through a field, and his times are on the board. He's running 29.64 at Meadows, and he's a super dog. He's a little bit younger than Aston Rupee, so hopefully in a few months' time, he can be running the times he's running. But he's extremely strong. He's a great chaser, and if he can time his box manners tomorrow night, he's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, you seem pretty confident. What's your thoughts on Aston Rupee drawing the pink? Do you think he's beatable from out there?
Oh, look, I guess if it was me, I wouldn't want to draw the pink, but he's such a superstar, that dog. He could overcome anything. And, if he steps with him and gets a clean run through, he's extremely strong. And there's probably no faster dog in Australia than him. And he's just a magnificent animal. And, I'm glad I haven't got the pink, I can say quite confidently. But then the 4 is probably not a great box either, especially if you haven't got a lot of pace. But I'd rather be closer to the fence, but, he's a superstar, Aston Rupee, and he's still going to be very hard to beat.
Yeah.
Even out of the pink box. You just got to hope that, he probably gets behind the field and gets held up a little bit, and hopefully one of ours is out in front. And, once, good dogs out in front are still hard to run down at the end of the day.
Yeah, they are, certainly. I think Webblick Blazer's got a tremendous chance. You've got Keep It Black, who qualified running second. What did you make of his run last week behind Spring Lilac?
Oh, look, he's going well. He's always goes well, that dog, but he's been a little bit disappointing. He's not beginning as well as he usually does, and I just don't know whether he's got something niggly there that he's just not quite beginning. So he's actually been sent off to the vet today to get him checked over just to make sure he's 100% before he starts tomorrow. But he's a great dog, and he's still got tons of ability. And again, he's only a young dog as well, but drawn close to the fence. I think. He's a nice dog, and he can show pace when he's right. So if he did, happen to jump to the front, I still think, I can remember when Clara Bale was hitting a peak over here when she won those couple of group races. I think Clara Bale only just beat him a length or two on the line, and they run super time at Sandown. So, he's definitely got the ability. And again, he's only young, but he's been running in free-for-all for a while, so he's been competing with the best over here. So he's definitely, he's in the right class of dog. I think if he began well and put himself in the race, he's definitely got the ability. I guess I was disappointed he didn't run that dog down last week, especially when it was such big odds. But look, it went super, the local dog. And local dogs are always hard to beat on their home track. It doesn't matter what state you go to and race at. I think they've always got a huge advantage when it's their home track.
Yeah, well, I think Keep It Black running second ran the third quickest time of the heats anyway. So his time was there. If he found the lead, like you suggested there, Angela, he could potentially win this at a big price.
Yeah, for sure. There's no doubt I think any of our dogs that are over there, if they had a little bit of luck and Aston Rupee got held up, I think any of them could win. They're all good enough to win.
And you got Do It, who qualified winning his heat, defeating Shivano, got the rails run at the top of the home straight and did enough to win, ran 30 and 36.
Yeah, I think he's on the up as well. He's had a little bit of time off as well. He had a little injury, and he probably is a little bit short of a run, but he's had a couple of runs now over there. So hopefully if he can begin well, even if he gets to sit behind something, he's pretty strong too, and I think he'll just keep running on. So again, it just needs a little bit of luck, I think, all of them. He hasn't got a lot of pace. Sometimes he can begin well, but I guess that's the difference between him and Mr. Fix-It. Mr. Fix-It tends to begin really well, whereas Stewart's that little bit tardy out sometimes, and he's running on. So that's the difference between those two.
So Webleg Blazer, the tip from the kennel?
Yeah, I'd like to say yes. It'd be a huge thrill being, a son of Mapunga Blazer as well. I think it'd be super for the father to, have his first Group 1 winner. It'd be fantastic. So I guess, and being a Webleg dog for Neville and Jeffrey Webber, I think what a huge thrill it'd be for them. They'll all be on the track, and, they've had a big hand in where he is today, that dog, and it'd be a massive thrill for them being their home state as well. So it'd be great. Sentimentally, it'd be fantastic for him to win it, but as long as they all get around safely at the end of the day, it's going to be an exciting race to watch.
And you got Mr. Fix-It in the Cup Consolation box number 4. Looks the leader. He'll be hard to beat now that he's had a look around Angle Park.
Yeah, I think so. Look, he's a great beginner. Not many dogs probably can go the first mark as quick as he can, and having a few goes around there, I think, always helps any of the dogs that are in the state. So, he seems to be. It goes well there. If he can jump to the front, I think it'll be hard to run down too.
Yeah. What about anywhere else in Australia today? No doubt you've got greyhounds all over the place, being a Thursday. Is there anything that the punters listening to the Dogcast can have a small wager on?
Yeah, we've got a nice dog called Mapunga Mustang who's in at Warrnambool tonight. I think he's drawn box 8 in one of the great chase heats. He's won 4 out of 4 so far, and he goes really well, and he's on the up as well. He just keeps improving. I think he'll be hard to beat from the pink box. He goes really well down there.
All right, well, that's Warrnambool tonight, so we'll look forward to seeing what Mapunga Mustang can do. And best of luck tomorrow night in the Adelaide Cup, Angela. We think you've got a great chance.
Thank you so much, and thanks for your call.
Thanks, Angela. Angela Langton there, our guest on the Dogcast. Shaun, interesting there about Keep It Black going to the vets today. Now, if he was to come out, Mr. Fix-It would go in.
That's right. If there's only the one scratching, and if it was Keep It Black, then Mr. Fix-It would go in, and that would possibly change the dynamics of the race with Mr. Fix-It, as Angela said, a very quick beginner and the favourite for the consolation. So I just keep an eye on that for the scratchings. If there was the one scratching, that would happen. If there's 2, then obviously the box draws and all that depend on who goes in, and Stout Manelli goes in as well. But we'll just wait and see. But yeah, hopefully the vet gives Keep It Black the all clear. We don't like seeing any dogs miss out on a Group 1 final. The trainers work so hard to get there. You'd hate for one to come out. But if they're not right, they're not right. But they obviously do have. Well, Jeff has the reserve, so, I mean...
And I get the feeling Angela was quietly confident with Webleg Blazer.
Yeah.
I think she's pretty keen. And pointing out the fact there that Aston Rupee has drawn the pink. But he is a quality dog. We know what he's going to do. We really look forward to seeing the Cup tomorrow night, Shaun. It's going to be a wonderful race, a wonderful night at Angle Park. There'll be some history created. And Aston Rupee will be the first Adelaide Cup on the new track surface there at Angle Park as well. So... really looking forward to seeing what unfolds there tomorrow night.
Going to be a great night, Tim. Wish you all the best with your calls. Hope everyone can get there. Good punning, and thanks for your time.
Thanks, Shaun.